El Paso goes by many names. Sun City, 915. We are known for history, culture, food, and art. In the early 1900s, development and commerce in El Paso revolved around mining and trade. The nationally recognized mission trails are just one example of the many historic sites that portray our region's rich indigenous and colonial history. Since then, El Paso has evolved, and so has its people. We take great pride in nourishing a skilled and capable workforce, with 72% of our population being bilingual. We stay competitive among other large U.S. cities. The region's border location boasts a major trade port. It allows competitive local manufacturers to produce at maximum capacity. Fleet systems are capable of worldwide distribution of parts and products. Our state-of-the-art higher education systems are nationally recognized. The Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center El Paso, the nation's first comprehensive health sciences institution on the U.S.-Mexico border, provides students the opportunities to become doctors, nurses, and researchers. The University of Texas at El Paso offers 74 bachelor's, 74 master's, and 22 doctoral programs. Local government agencies and other economic development organizations help industries become established and expand in our community. The County of El Paso is great for business, but we also keep true to our southern hospitality with plenty of outdoor recreation options. It's easy to keep active in El Paso. We are constantly looking for new industries interested in expansion. We want to offer our help and support in the process. No matter the name, El Paso is proud, strong, progressive. We are El Paso. Come see what we can do together.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
All county offices will be closed on Monday, April 1st, in observance of the Cesar Chavez holiday. All county offices will reopen on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. The District Attorney invites you to the memorial service that honors and pays tribute to victims in El Paso community who lost their life to violent crime. The ceremony will take place at Yaca Park at 610 North Yarborough on Sunday, April 7th at 8 a.m.
The County of El Paso Public Works Department is offering sandbags at no cost or requirements to the public. The sandbags are outside of the facilities and are available 24 hours a day. The location of the county facilities are the following: the Road and Bridge Fabens Warehouse, located at 1331 North Fabens Street in Fabens, Texas, 79838. the Road and Bridge Canutillo Warehouse, located at 191 Canutillo Avenue in Canutillo, Texas, 79835. And the Road and Bridge Montana Warehouse, located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas, 79938. Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346th District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for this specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the Purchasing Department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, March 25th, 2019. Commissioners Court is meeting in regular open session. Would you please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation from David Marcus.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On behalf of our Commissioner Perez and Commissioner Leon and myself, we welcome you to our Commissioners Court. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize one of our own that died yesterday at around 6 o'clock, Deputy Pete Herrera, just an incredible young man. Got to meet the family, and it's just very unfortunate, but the family still has to try to figure things out for themselves and all the, unanswered questions they might have. And so just appreciate that if we, keep praying for the family. And if you don't mind, if we could stand for just a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Sir Marcus.
Item number 3A, invocation. Receive an invocation from David Marcus.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
In today's political climate, we're taught to be frightened of our differences, the very basis for hate and division in our world. And yet there is great strength that comes from those differences. We don't all think the same way. We don't believe the same things. We don't all pray to the same deity, and a large percentage of us don't pray at all. Yet we're linked by our common humanity, our shared origin, and when we work together to move our community forward on a spirit of mutual respect and common decency, we showcase what is best about our community, our state, and our nation. We embrace many traditions. We're Jews, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, Christians, humanists, atheists, and agnostics. We're the unaffiliated and the uncertain. We're straight. We're gay. We're transgender. We're young and old and everything in between, and we represent dozens of races and nationalities. We run the gamut from liberal to conservative, and some of us are a bit of both. To be sure, we do not agree about everything, and we often feel fiercely protective of what we do believe. There is great passion in our beliefs, and rightly so. But under no circumstances should we allow government to promote our faith or belief over another. That wall of separation exists for good reason. But let's not forget that regardless of what you believe, there is one thing on which I think we can all agree. We share the goal of making our community the best place it can be. So let's unite here today under that noble aim and common purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marcus.
Item number 4 is the consent agenda composed of items 4A through 4J. We do have a correction for item number 4E per the County Attorney's Office. Item should read, approve and authorize the county judge to sign the resolution for the Border Prosecution Unit grant application through the Homeland Security Grants Division for fiscal year 2020 from September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2020 in the amount of $1.375 million. No county match is required. Commissioners Court authorized the District Attorney's Office to apply for this grant on February 11, 2019. Contract number 2019-0188. Are there any items that the members of the court or the public would like to pull for individual discussion?
Commissioners?
Move to approve.
Second?
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout is absent. Commissioner Robinson is absent. Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 5A, resolutions. Approve and adopt a resolution recognizing March 25th as El Paso Commission for Women Hall of Fame Honorees Day in El Paso County, Texas.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioner Perez. I'm used to saying commissioners, so we're running a little thin here. But it gives me a tremendous amount of pride to be able to read this into the record. I know I saw Lily Limon here for this. Lily, would you mind stepping forward? Our former city representative, welcome. And I know there's other ladies here with you this morning. I'll read this into the record, and hopefully you all will have something to tell us. Whereas the annual El Paso Commission for Women Hall of Fame induction will be held on March 30th, 2019 to honor remarkable women who have made a significant contribution to our border community. And whereas the El Paso Commission for Women recognizes women for their efforts in art, business, civic leadership, education, professional, public service, community activism, science, healthcare, public relations, sports, athletics, and whereas since its inception in 1985, the El Paso Commission for Women has continued to honor and acknowledge the impact of women in El Paso County. Whereas the El Paso Commission for Women's purpose is to pursue a positive course of action for achieving equal rights and responsibilities for women and to provide scholarship funds for deserving women. And whereas Romy Sainz Hawkins, Irene Pistella, Dr. Eva Moya, Mary A. Yanez, Dorothy Sissy Bird, Catherine Kennedy, Selena N. Solis, Veronica Escobar, Patricia Carter, Julia E. Kalman, and Divinus E. Parker join 191 women. That's 191 women that now form the El Paso Commission for Women Hall of Fame. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court that Monday, March 25th, 2019, be known as El Paso Commission for Women Hall of Fame Honorees Day. Signed this 25th day of March 2019 by the honorable members of Commissioners Court. Second. And before you speak, I'd like to say a few words. And in looking at you and listening to your good work over these many years, I know that you've touched so many people. And I know for a fact that I spoke to somebody just a few weeks ago, Ms. Limon, and he was telling me the impact you had on his life, whether he went one direction or another. And I know now he's an air traffic controller because of what you did here in El Paso. So congratulations to all of you. You've made such an impact in El Paso. And like I said, this young man could have taken many routes. El Paso could have taken many routes, but it's taken the more positive routes because of your influence over those individuals that you mentored. So thank you and congratulations.
Commissioner Perez?
I was just going to second so we can take the vote.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we may not vote it in.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The podium is yours.
Good morning. Again, Lily Limon. I am a past chair and member of the Board of Directors of the El Paso Commission for Women, and we always look out to recognize outstanding women in the community. As you mentioned, Commissioner, 191 women from this community that now comprise the Hall of Fame. And I'd like to introduce them to you at this time. First and foremost, it's the present chair of the El Paso Commission for Women, Dr. Jenny Giron. And then two of our recipients, Ms. Sissy Bird, who is having a very difficult time this morning with walking. She is the chair of the Black Democrats as well. And then Julia Kalman, who has had an incredible impact on our community through the arena of sports and in what she has done with the Midnight Basketball program and all the things. There's a lot of women. One of your former colleagues, Veronica Escobar, is also going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this coming Saturday. We thank you for the opportunity to be here with you, and we share our deepest condolences For Deputy Pete Herrera, I know that you all are in mourning, and we join you in that sense today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you.
Did anybody else want to speak? No? Lily, I've got you.
Dr. Giron, any comments that you might?
Thank you and good morning. And again, let me express my condolences on the loss of our Deputy Herrera. Thank you again for the recognition. As Ms. Limon mentioned, former city commissioner mentioned, we have recognized so many women that do incredible work in our community, and we will continue to work on identifying additional community leaders to continue our work and progress with the El Paso Commission for Women. So thank you so much for what you have done today. And again, I thank all the ladies that are being inducted this Saturday. We're very proud and honored for all the inductees. So thank you.
And good luck with the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May we shake your hands? Sure. Yeah.
Want to take these down?
Yeah, I wanted everybody else to sign.
There we go.
Item 5B, approve and adopt a resolution recognizing Cesar Chavez Day in El Paso County, Texas.
Before we go forward, I just want to let you know that we will be needing to adjourn at 11:30, so we do not mean any disrespect if we go a little faster than we typically do, but just would appreciate that. But anyway, I thank you for understanding. Whereas we recognize the lifelong struggle and legacy of civil rights activist and icon Cesar E. Chavez, born on March 31st, 1927 in Yuma, Arizona, and whereas the name of his humble third-generation Chicano farm worker is now synonymous around the world with a profound dedication to human rights and social justice, and whereas he suffered firsthand the inhumane working conditions and poor wages that our nation's farm workers and families have endured, and committed his life to leading a nonviolent uprising and movement for safe, fair working conditions, decent housing, education, and the outlawing of child labor and harmful pesticides, and where it was the passionate belief that compelled Chavez to join forces with fellow Chicano activists and leader Dolores Huerta to launch a people's revolution, and together they created the National Farm Workers Association, later to be known as the United Farm Workers. And whereas Cesar Chavez lived his life with dignity and honor as he defended the rights of his campesinos, brothers and sisters, for social justice, equal rights, fair treatment, giving hope to all workers, and peace activists around the world. And whereas his teachings live on in La Fe Preparatory School as they honor his brave vision for a better tomorrow by hosting their annual La Fe Preparatory School Children's Cesar Chavez March on Friday, March the 29th, where the students will celebrate the birthday of this great leader. And now, therefore, be resolved that the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court recognizes March the 31st, 2019 as Cesar Chavez Day, so that everyone in our community, especially our youth, will carry his message into the future. Que viva Cesar, que viva la causa y que viva Cesar Chavez. Signed this 25th day of March, 2019.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Muy buenos días.
Muy buenos días.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, everyone. And first of all, on behalf of our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Salvador Balcorta, our Board of Directors, and our community family at La Fe, we also offer our condolences to the family of Deputy Herrera and to the family of El Paso County for this terrible, unspeakable loss. Buenos días. My name is Estela Reyes Lopez. I am the Media and Public Information Officer for Centro de Salud Familiar La Fe, and on behalf of Mr. Balcorta and our staff, we are grateful for this resolution and this recognition. I'm joined this morning by the administrator of the La Fe Preparatory School, Mr. René Rocha, our assistant principal, Ms. Magdalena Valdez, and some of our parents and children, and I will let Mr. Rocha introduce them all, but just briefly, thank you so much for your continued support and recognition of the life, the legacy, the mission, and the message of Cesar Chavez. He is very much still with us today. His teachings, the way he lived his life and what he wanted us to do with ours are still very relevant. We see it every day on the news. We see it in our own communities. So thank you for your support of this act of our students. We are still, to this day, as far as I know, the only school in the United States of America whose students, whose children, march out into their community to express their support and their love of Cesar Chavez. I wish that weren't the case. I wish that was something schools across the United States of America did, but we are proud to be setting the example for our community and to be carrying that message forward. So we hope that perhaps if you are able, this Friday morning, you come out and you support our kids, you les dan sus aplausos, sus flores, and perhaps even stand there and, cheer on the community as well. And Saturday, of course, we invite you each and your families, all of our community, to come join us for the annual Cesar Chavez La Fe celebration. I have some information here, but I'll let Mr. Rocha introduce our guests.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is René Rocha. Like Mrs. Reyes said earlier, I'm the administrator of Lafayette Preparatory School. And just real quickly, I just want to take a couple seconds just to introduce some of our students and the parents that came with us today. First, I have Mariana Castañeda. She's one of our from our 5th grade. I have Renata Martinez from 3rd grade and Susana de Anda from 4th grade. These 3 students are model students in terms of their attendance, their grade, and their community involvement. While turning to the community involvement is I also have their parent, 2 of their parents, which is Miss Alejandra Martinez and Miss Maria Elena de Anda. They're 2 of our top volunteer parents that are always at our school doing volunteer work. Just part of the foundation that we're trying to instill at our school. So again, thank you for the recognition this morning and for all your support. Like Mrs. Reyes said, we hope to see you all this Friday at 10 a.m. at our school at 616 East Father Ram here in the Segundo Barrio for our march. Thank you.
Thank you so much, especially when we see our young people here in our community. Cesar Chavez, the fruit that we have is our children. What he fought for was a future. Because at that time it was a little difficult to fight for the rights, but he wanted the future to be bright for our young children, and I'm so glad when you get them involved. Being one of the only, I hope that we can help in some way model that and promote that and speak about that, so that more. We need to recognize these incredible human beings that did so much. And they're part of our history, but now part of our future. So it's just a great situation. And it also highlights, we just had a tragedy yesterday, and sometimes we forget some of the beautiful things that happen in our community. And this is one of them. I'm very proud to have you here, and we, as commissioners and myself, and for these young adults that are young children. I don't know if you're children, adults, but you exemplify what we would like to see in our community. So thank you very much for your hard work and everything you do in school, and make sure you continue that and make us proud. Thank you very much.
Judge, if I may, I have some posters I would like to share with you for your offices and your homes.
Item 5C, approve and adopt a resolution recognizing the month of April 2019 as National Autism Awareness Month in El Paso County, Texas.
Which one is it?
Thank you. Being a great supporter of mental health, I'm proud to present this resolution. Whereas autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a complex development disability that can cause significant social, communication, and behavioral challenges, and is a spectrum disorder, meaning can occur in varying combinations and severity. Whereas there is no known cause or cure for autism, however, continued research has provided a clear understanding of the disorder and has led to better interventions and therapies for individuals and family members. And whereas autism is the fastest growing developmental disability that affects 1% of the total world's population, this number has increased in prevalence by 6 to 15% each year from 2002 to 2010. And whereas more than 3.5 million Americans live with autism spectrum disorder, with a new child having a 1 in 59 chances of being born with some form of autism, and males being 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with some form of autism than females. And whereas the Autism Society was founded in 1965 by Dr. Bernard Rimland, Dr. Ruth Sullivan, and many other parents of children with autism to improve the lives of all affected by autism, and is a leading source of trusted information on autism. And whereas whereas the Autism Society of Texas, El Paso, is a nonprofit organization working to promote and advocate for individuals of all ages on the autism spectrum to improve this unique individual quality of life. And whereas the Autism Society of Texas, El Paso, offers support to individuals on the spectrum, parents, siblings, and family members through group meetings, newsletters, and conferences where leading experts can present their findings on new treatments and therapies for those individuals living within the autism spectrum. whereas we encourage everyone to explore and understand this disorder so that we can provide more acceptance and assistance for individuals living on the autism spectrum. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court recognizes the month of April 2019 as National National Autism Awareness Month. Signed this 25th day of March 2019.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Muy buenos días.
Muy buenos días.
Mi nombre es Betty Castorena, soy vicepresidente de The Autism Society of Texas El Paso, madre de un joven de 28 años con autismo y abuela de un niño maravilloso de 8 años con autismo también. El día de hoy vengo en representación de ellos, mi familia, y en representación de la comunidad hispana de nuestra localidad. En mi familia doblemente hemos estado viviendo lo que es el autismo, en tiempos diferentes, pero siempre con los mismos obstáculos de inclusión e integración. La falta de profesionales realmente capacitados y educados en nuestra comunidad es una de las necesidades más grandes que hay. Señores comisionados, señor juez, agradecemos su apoyo e interés por dar a conocer con educación y concientización a nuestra localidad del Paso. Agradecemos su atención a cada una de las historias que como familias tenemos para compartir y sobre todo agradecemos la proclamación del mes de abril como mes de concientización sobre el autismo. Gracias.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Alejandra Chu, and I am the secretary of the Autism Society of Texas El Paso. I am a mother of a 12-year-old girl with autism and epilepsy, and I stand up here representing my daughter and all the community to share awareness and inclusion. One child in every 59 is in the spectrum. So I wanted to say thank you, commissioners and judge, because you show that you care for our children and for our community as you proclaim April as the Autism Awareness Month. Thank you.
Thank you. ¿Alguien más? Anybody else?
Hi, my name is Kimberly Griego. Sorry. I have 3 beautiful boys. 2 out of my 3 sons are on the autism spectrum. If it wasn't for my oldest son and what we went through with the evaluation process, I wouldn't have known that I've been on the autism spectrum my whole life. I'm up here to help raise autism awareness because a lot of us parents, we don't find this out until we go through this process with our children. For me, it's about autism awareness, inclusion, because they're different, but never less. They can do so much, much more than a lot of society gives them credit for. They have brilliant minds, and it's just amazing to see what they're capable of. So I can't wait to see what they grow up to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Leslie.
Good morning.
I'm Miss Patricia Smelser, and I am a mom whose son is under the spectrum, and this is James.
My name is James, and I was diagnosed when I was 11, and I'm a full-time university student. Here to speak on behalf of the autism community that I support autism awareness.
Anybody else? Are you? No? Thank you so much. Having the background in mental health and seeing how difficult it is for when we have situations that are not as visible to, it's hard enough to promote mental health in general when it's obvious, much less when it's sort of invisible, and what you have to go through and the obstacles and all the things that you have to accomplish in order to do something special to, as you could see, this young man, James, in college, articulate, and we have to understand that it has nothing to do with their abilities or their IQ. They're incredible children and young men with autism, and bringing awareness is so important, because we have an incredible community, a very beautiful community, and sometimes we just have to educate them. So I'm hoping that this is resolution, and being here today is sort of the beginning of our effort to get the community to understand it from the way you understand it as parents, as seeing the beauty of the child and not the obstacles that they might have. So I thank you so much. This will be part of, my platform has always been that we need to do more for mental health, and I'm hoping that this is the beginning of a lot of things that we in our court can do to recognize your efforts and all the energy that you need in order to accomplish your goals and get people like this young man and people to hear him and articulate so they can break all the stereotypes that he has to deal with in life. So thank you, James. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the parents, and thank you, all of you, for being here today. We appreciate that. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
No, thank you.
Item number 6, public comment.
Richard?
Good morning, Judge,
Good
again,
morning.
and members of the commission. Thank you for this opportunity to address you this morning. For the record, I'm Richard Dayub, and I'm here representing the Association of the United States Army, the Omar N. Bradley chapter, as the president of that chapter. Before I speak, though, I would like, on behalf of the chapter and me personally, to extend our condolences and sympathies to the Herrera family. Unnecessary and tragic event. The reason I'm before you, and I sent this information to you both electronically as well, we are having the annual Omar Bradley Chapter Awards Dinner on Fort Bliss at the Centennial Banquet Hall on the 25th of April. That's a Thursday evening. Tickets are $50 per person. We have a number of political supporters. We have a number of business organizations in the community who are buying tables and being sponsors for the event. And it's a cocktail reception at 6 p.m. and dinner beginning at 7. And the highlight of this year's event, in addition to giving out awards to deserving soldiers and family members at Fort Bliss, we're also having a swearing-in ceremony. We have approximately 20 ROTC cadets who will be sworn in to the regular Army by Major General Patrick Matlock, who's the commanding general of the 1st Armored Division in Fort Bliss. And that'll be the highlight for the evening. We hope all of you are able to join us. And for those who are viewing the Commissioner's Court online this morning, we hope they'll consider joining us as well. The information is on our website at the Bradley Chapter AUSA. So thank you all very much.
Richard, thank you for all you do for our relationship with our military. We appreciate that tremendously. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do have a second speaker signed up, Pierre Andres Uzarga.
Pierre Uzarga?
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning.
I am Pierre Andre Osarga. I am the 46th President of the United States of America. I say that because I am a new politician, a modern-day politician, new day politician. That's who I am. Aside from many other things, like a businessman, a son, a father, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, grandson, an El Pasoan, a Texan, and soy Americano. That's why I'm unique, because everything I just mentioned, aside from many other things. And I'm hoping as time goes on, the Americans, my fellow Americans, can better understand who I am, better get to know me. And why do I come up here continuously? Because I'll just pick one out of thin air. Border security. I'm going to tie border security with my second act as President of the United States of America, which is passing and enacting legislation legalizing cannabis and psychoorganics. In regards to border security, let's talk not only U.S., Mexico, let's talk, because I'm facing south right now. Let's talk north. Let's talk U.S.-Canada border. Let's back up and stop attacking Americanos, Chicanos, Tejanos. Canada just passed legislation legalizing marijuana. But you know what's going to happen, Your Honor? We're going to import that Canadian marijuana, just like we're importing that Mexican marijuana. Now, the difference is they probably have a higher grade than Mexico, because Mexico, we push a lot, and I say we because I am Mexican-American, right? But marijuana coming from Mexico is brick weed, low-grade weed. And what does that do for border security? Well, shoot, all the agents are going crazy. They're like crazy dogs, looking for that whiff. And should we really be concerned with cannabis? No, it's a food. It's a plant. If we could legalize cannabis here in America, now North America is setting the way for global legalization, for a global market, and all the borders across the entire globe are safe. You understand what I'm saying? If we legalize now, if I'm an agent and we're criminalizing marijuana, I have to constantly be on lookout for a plant. But if we're legalizing, I as an agent am looking for weapons, bombs, our artificial drugs, synthetics. Those are the real killers of mass destruction. But we're too busy with Democrats fighting Republicans or Republicans fighting Democrats. If I'm a Democratic politician, I have my name with a big fat D at the end. If I'm a Republican, I have a big fat R at the end. We should eliminate the D and the R. And if I'm running for an office such as the President of the United States of America, I want your vote for my name, for what my name stands for as an American. And then number 47 could do the same. I hope I'm an example that I can show everybody that we as Americans live in the land of the free, home of the brave. We can come from nowhere and make ourselves up here leaders. Changers of the community like myself. That's what I think of myself sometimes. I like to think of myself as a modern day Cesar Chavez. Someone who unites people. Brown America, white America, black America, yellow America, purple America. Common word, Americans. Americans. I have an executive council as the 46th president. That's what I'm going to do. That's new policy, new legislation that I get to do with my executive authority. And I want to exercise that. I want to free my daughter, Riley Monique, because she's a victim of our outdated, thank you, ma'am, outdated drug policies. I want to free my friend Ruben Alvarado because he's a victim of marijuana criminalization. He has a sister who is a federal agent. I live next door to a federal agent. I have cousins who are police officers.
Thank you, sir.
Is that time?
Yes, it is.
And so that's what I have to say today.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
day. God bless America.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Item number 7, regular agenda. Discuss and take appropriate action regarding the recommendation to postpone the proposed housing authorities merger.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Joel Bishop, Executive Director of Justice and Community Services with County Administration. I'm here for Irene Valenzuela. She is on her way to the Built for Zero conference, a homelessness collaborative, so she couldn't be here this morning. Back in December, the court asked County Administration, county staff, for a 90-day timeline to do more research on the topic of the Housing Authority merger. A couple of things have arisen since we started that, so we're asking the court to indefinitely postpone the 90-day timeline for two key reasons. One is that we learned that the county will not receive any seats on the HACEP board were a merger to occur. And the second is that HACEP did recommend an indefinite postponement of the merger, withdrawing their original interest. They also offered their collaboration with the county's housing authority moving forward, but they have recommended a postponement. So we wanted to come this morning and just ask the court for a postponement of the 90-day timeline indefinitely.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Item number 8, Commissioners Court. Discuss and take appropriate action to authorize El Paso County to accept donations for the El Paso County Veterans Wall of Honor project pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 81.032. Further, approve and authorize the El Paso County to purchase lettering services from Big Media for the El Paso County Veterans Wall of Honor project.
Hi, Ms. Reese.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Nicole Reese, and I work in the County Judge's Office. I'm here today because our office has been working on a very special project for our veterans to design an El Paso County Veterans Wall of Honor to recognize our veterans in El Paso. If approved, the project will be located here on the 3rd floor in our Commissioners Court suite. I've been working with you or your staff to go over the design and get your feedback on the project moving forward, and it's up on the screen, so it's kind of what it will look like. Today, we're currently asking for approval on the funding of the lettering only that will read El Paso County Veterans Wall of Honor. we got a quote for $895. And we're also asking for approval to be able to accept donations for the project. And for example, many of our veterans have already expressed an interest in donating items for the wall itself. Most importantly, moving forward, we want to make sure that we involve our veterans and we work with our Veterans Board to keep this project moving and also get their input and ideas moving forward. We want to make this a living wall where every year it can keep evolving. We can ensure veterans that this won't just be a one-time project where we put everything on the wall and it's done. We want to make sure that it keeps evolving. We also have an idea to nominate a veteran every year, perhaps on Veterans Day, and maybe have our County Veterans Board be in charge of nominating a veteran and also putting that veteran on the wall. So again, only here to ask for the approval of the lettering only that you see on the screen.
Nicole has just done a tremendous job. The idea was, how do we begin to get some collaborative movement? Veterans have different projects and a lot of energy, but it seems to be going in different directions. So we thought that we could sort of, help out a little bit in bringing them together, recognizing them, allowing them to understand that, that the county supports veterans. We have a lot of veterans that work for us and employees and the support that the Commissioners Court has always given veterans. So right now, as Nicole was saying, we don't have a lot of the detail, but we figured that if we had the framework to, starting, that we could begin to look at, she'll come back to Commissioners Court and talk about some of the more specific initiatives that we want to achieve. So this is more like sort of getting things started. A lot of effort is going towards not using a lot of or much of the county's money, but focusing on private money, focusing on the veterans participating. But I think it's a huge gesture for veterans. I've always said that I don't think there's a community that has recognized and welcomes veterans more than El Paso. So this would be the county's effort to show something visibly, something that they could see. So like I said, it's a beginning of something, but we would Nicole would bring up to the court as we go forward. This is just the initial step.
Judge, Nicole, so the approval would be not only the lettering, but the ability to accept donations.
Yes, sir.
I make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, for all your hard work on this. Thank you.
Item number 9, County Administration. Receive a presentation from the Housing Authority of the City of El Paso regarding lease options for the county at the Blue Flame Building. For this item, we ask to have it postponed for 2 weeks.
We'll bring it back at the court's next meeting.
Move to postpone.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and take appropriate action regarding the 86th legislative session to include presenting information for the court's consideration, removing or including bills on the county's state legislative agenda, and supporting or opposing filed legislation, and take any action necessary on aforementioned items.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Ana Apodaca, Governmental Affairs Manager for the county. I come to you to provide you a brief update with regards to where legislation is heading so far. Just to let you know, last week we had a hearing on Senate Bill 218, which was the provision for mental health services to persons younger than 18 years of age. Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath. The county attorney, Gabriela Reed, went and presented and testified at hearing, and she did a great job supporting the cause. And none of the senators had any real questions or issues for her on the issue, and so I foresee that bill to be moving forward. All of our other county bills that have been filed have also been submitted to committee to go to hearing. So we're just waiting to hear. 2 bills are actually being heard today. And I believe the county attorney has sent someone to testify in support of those bills for today. So briefly, just want to bring back to you the 2 bills I brought to you last week regarding vehicle registration fees. Senate Bill 2184 is still moving forward, and that language in that bill has not changed. It is still a bill that will affect a population of less than 700,000 or more than 800,000, and will require voter approval before that $10 additional fee is imposed. House Bill 2769, as I mentioned last week, the language was going to change, and it has been changed. That bill now still requires voter approval, will affect a border county of a population of 800,000 or more. That fee will go to the RMA, and the RMA can use it for its transportation projects that are consistent with the Texas Constitution, as well as any approved MPO projects that the RMA has submitted. So those are the 2 bills regarding vehicle registration fees, and those are the 2 bills that I would like to know where the court would like to go with regards to them.
And Anna, I think we have a recommendation on supporting the Senate bill.
Yes, ma'am. There is a recommendation for us to move forward and support Senate Bill 2184. And I would just like to put that forward. And it would be up to the court to see how they feel with regards to HB 2769.
And
sorry, go ahead.
just to add on, so Senate Bill 2184 does not put the fee into effect. It would still require if at some point in the future, the county found that there was a need to put that fee into play, we would have to go to the voters, and it would have to be approved by the voters. So obviously, we'd have to take a plan out to what that would require, what the purpose of those funds would be used for. And so we think this gives us an ability. We wouldn't want to limit ourselves from not having an ability, but it does not automatically put the fee into place. And it's only if there's some need that would the voters would approve that it would go into effect. So I think it's a bill that would give us the ability if needed, but does not necessarily put it in place. Where HB 2769, the revenue goes to the local RMA and not to the county. And even though the projects would have to be in a plan approved by the MPO, this one also requires voter approval, but I believe that we would have more direct control over the funds under Senate Bill 2184.
I met with Representative Ortega last week, and it seems like they're still working out the details between the Senate and the House bill. I mean, what if the court were to, as of now, just support both, and as it goes through the legislative process, we perhaps work with our legislators a little bit more, because I think there's still a lot of questions, pertaining as to, what kind of plan would be required before voter approval. Things like that. I mean, I think this is something that I'd hate for us to, and I do agree. I think it seems like the county would have more authority under 2184. I just don't know where it stands legislatively in terms of which one has the support. I mean, if 2184 doesn't get garnered support or doesn't get a hearing, HB 2769 necessarily wouldn't be a bad thing if it was structured appropriately. So maybe we can make staff available if we're asked to testify on both, until I guess it becomes a little clearer and the Senate and the House can.
Sure.
No, and I agree with Commissioner Perez, because I also spoke to Representative with Lena and also with Senator Rodriguez, and there seems to be a little bit of of misalignment sometimes and some discussions about whether or not we do or do not have control. What I do understand that it's almost will emulate the one that we have at present. The good news that I heard was that they're not going to touch that particular. The first $10 are continuing in the same identical way. But this idea of control or not control with the county, I don't think it's still clear as to how much leverage we have. So I'd like to understand better, and I'd rather see which one would take the lead and support what we're trying to accomplish. So I agree with Commissioner Perez.
So we'd ask for a motion to support both at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that would be for SB 2184 and HB 2769.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna, before we go on, just real quick, because there are some pending bills, I just want to make the court aware of that Public Works is tracking, that we will, that we may authorize staff going to Austin on. I want to make the court aware of, just because you don't meet again for a couple weeks. There is a couple pieces of stormwater legislation that is moving forward. We did not get these into the presentation this week, but we do want to be able to make sure we understand them. And if it's already in our value statement and in our own some of our own actions on any legislation that would help the county with stormwater management. So there's a couple pieces of stormwater legislation. I believe it's HB 478 and HB 13 that we're tracking. HB 13 has the appropriations in it for HB 478. HB 478 defines eligible activities for funding, including providing an emphasis on areas that qualify for the Water Development Board's economic EDAP program, the Economically Distressed Area Program. And then also, there's a Colonia-related bill filed by Rep. Gonzalez to increase the EDAP funding at the Water Development Board. All of these are important to us and critical. Just if something comes up where we need to spend funding for staff to work on them over the next couple of weeks, including travel to Austin, I want to make you all aware, because normally we get them supported by the court first, but we did not get them into this week's agenda, and you don't meet again for 2 weeks. So just we'll be authorizing work on those until we can get them back and officially voted on.
And you'll keep us abreast of those changes. And I would also like, if you would, get the commissioners involved, maybe their ability to be part of the testimony.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of their understanding of all these issues.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
And we'll be sending a brief to the court this week on those.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 11, Auditor. Pursuant to the Texas Local Government Code Section 114.023, 114.024, 114.025, and 114.026, please accept the attached presentation and the interim financial report for the month ended February 28, 2019. The interim financial report is located on the intranet at http://www.epcounty.com/auditor/publications/February.htm.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jim Utterback from the County Auditor's Office, Financial Reporting. I'm going to go briefly through it. I won't go through the presentation. It's out there if you want to look at it. Revenues for the general fund, we had $35 million for the month, $196 million for the year. Entity-wide, we had is $42.8 million in revenue and $241 million for the year. Expenditures was $21 million for the month for the general fund, $98 million for the year to date. Countywide, we had is $43 million in expenditures for the month and $142 million for the year. you have any questions?
Commissioners?
I just had one comment, Judge, Commissioners, regarding not this financial report, but the annual financial report for 2018. We're running just a little bit behind, but we still anticipate presenting it to the Commissioners Court before the end of April, and we'll get it to you all as soon as we can.
Statutorily, isn't it? It's due in April, right?
Correct. It's due in April. Before the end of April, it has to be presented to the Commissioners Court.
Thank you. Do you need a motion to approve?
Second.
And it'd actually be a motion to accept.
Motion to
Thank you.
accept.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 12, Human Resources. Approve and authorize the county judge to sign the service and maintenance agreement with Pyrocom Systems, Inc. for central access and security control services for $440,000 for a 5-year term. Funding is available in CIP 18, HR Equipment. Contract number 2019-0075.
Morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Melissa Carrillo with Human Resources. Together with me presenting this morning is Rick Rubio from the IT Department. And Commissioners, if you recall, this is an item we brought to your attention in December for award. You all took action on December 17th to award this contract to Pyrocom. Today, we're bringing back the actual contract for approval because of the amount. It is on regular agenda. Total from CIP funding that we're requesting is for $440,000 contract over the course of the next 5 years. And I have Oscar Barreda with Pyrocom also in the audience in the event the court has questions. But very briefly, just to remind the court, this contract is to provide security access services regarding our ID badge. We currently have about 150 access control readers throughout the county amongst 30 of our facilities. However, they're using different vendors. And so what we did is we worked together as a team in the past 2 years and said, let's go out for bid and work on consolidating these IDs so that we have central employee access. And by doing this, we will be able to convert all systems into one, including elevator access, building access, and even parking garage access. By doing so, we believe that it'll streamline the efficiencies that we have with our county employees, and it will increase safety and security of our employees as well in the event we need it. Does the court have any questions?
Commissioners? Commissioner Leon?
Melissa, the only thing I have on the backup, it displays a $79,000 installation cost. Is that over and above the $400,000, or is that included within?
Everything's included. And when we did the best and final offer, when we negotiated the contract early on, or we negotiated those rates, we included it as a total package. So the $440 is inclusive of everything.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Item number 13, Public Works. Discuss and take appropriate action regarding the residential street light program.
We're asking to postpone this item for 2 weeks, please.
Move to postpone.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 14, receive a presentation on proposed improvements, investments, and initiatives at the Fabens Airport. For this item, the Planning and Development Department is requesting to delete this item.
Motion to delete?
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 15, grant applications. Approve the submission of county grant applications as listed and described. If awarded, all grant award agreements will be brought back to the Commissioners Court for final acceptance and approval. Item 15, postpone March 18, 2019. Approve and authorize the El Paso County Sheriff's Office to apply to the Office of the Attorney General, Victim Coordinator, and Liaison grant for a maximum amount of $42,000 from September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2020, with an approximate cash match of $44,104.64. Further, authorize the county judge to sign the accompanying resolution and statement supporting submission of the application to the OAG, contract number 2019-0075. 0178. This item, the Grants Division with Budget and Fiscal Policy Department are requesting to have it deleted as well.
Motion to delete.
Which item, 15? Second?
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 16, approve and authorize the El Paso County Sheriff's Office to apply to the Office of the Attorney General Victim Coordinator and Liaison Grant for a maximum amount of $84,000 from September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2021, with an approximate cash match of $44,104.64 for year one and $46,043.69 for year two. Further, designate a member of the Commissioners Court to sign the resolution on behalf of the Commissioners Court, as authorized official, and further authorizing the county judge to sign the accompanying resolution and statement supporting submission of the application to the OAG, contract number 2019-0178.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Isabel Hernandez from our Grants Division and Gladys Carmona
With the Sheriff's Office.
with the El
Victim
Paso
Services.
County Sheriff's Office Victim Services. The reason why we postponed the item above is to revise the resolution and to disclose that we're applying for 2 years. Every year we get to apply, or every 2 years we get to apply for this grant for an existing position that the sheriff's had almost 19 years. And with that position, we're able to serve all victims of crime. And Gladys will fill you in a little bit more on that.
So yes, just to add on to what Isabel is saying, by having this grant, we've been able to serve over 700 survivors who would have fallen through the cracks that have now received services such as court accompaniment, counseling, and even assistance with medical care. So this is something that we assist with every year.
Thank you.
And we identified funding for this at some point?
So current grant matches for FY19 are budgeted. This grant match will grow over the next 2 years by about $3,000 a year, so we would have to increase the appropriation for fiscal year 20 and 21 by about $3,000 per year.
And is this part of the, I know we've talked a lot about grants and the way that we review grants. Is this part of that? Or are we going to get some sort of a presentation at budget regarding that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Commissioner, I believe it was actually scheduled to be presented in March, but we've moved it to April. Is that correct, Wally?
Yes, ma'am.
And it includes this exact type of history on the grants, how much they've grown, how much the cash match has grown,
Growth and
and
match
what the purpose
personnel.
of the.
Yes, growth and match personnel and also performance outcomes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 17, Budget and Finance. Approve Amendment Number 24 to the County of El Paso's 2018 through 2019 operating budget. This budgetary amendment will increase grants by $765,069.50, thus increasing the overall budget of $440,813,218.38 to $441,578,287.88.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Wally Hargrove from the Office of Budget and Fiscal Policy. BA backup. The backup for BA 24 was sent to you last week. Were there any questions regarding this week's amendment?
Commissioner Perez?
Well, on the one with the Sports Commission?
Yes, sir.
Could you expand on that one a little bit? I wasn't
We have a longstanding contract with the Sports Commission that will expire in 2 years. As part of that agreement, we have a clause in there that the Sports Commission gets a percentage in accordance with contract as to the gross revenues received, and the amount we had budgeted was not quite enough to cover this year's incentive payment based off of the revenue received from the Coliseum.
Okay.
Revenue's up. Yes, ma'am.
Move to approve. Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
County Judge Commissioners, Christina Sanchez, Assistant County Attorney. If I can have a request to reopen item number 16, there was one additional item that the court needed to consider and vote on, please.
Motion to reopen item 16.
Thank you.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, County Judge, and Commissioners, and on this item, we have a resolution that's a little different than we've had in the past, where the county authorized official is unable to sign the resolution, so we need one of the commissioners to be designated to sign off on the resolution, allowing the county judge to be the authorized official.
And it could be any member of the court. It's a little bit different how this is set up, as Ms. Hernandez had mentioned. All it's asking is that a member of the court just be designated so that they can then just attest to the county judge's signature on a particular grant. It's very different from what we've seen before, but it doesn't change anything other than we're requesting that authorization.
Sort of like a commissioner witness?
That's correct.
Is that-
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Commissioner Leon?
I can be a
Okay.
witness.
All right.
Sure.
So the motion would be then, would be to approve and authorize El Paso County Sheriff's Office to apply for the grant as written. And then in addition to that motion, it would be to designate Commissioner Carlos Leon as the member of the Commissioners Court to sign the resolution on behalf of the court, designating the judge as the authorized official. That's it. That's it. That would be the motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second?
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
And Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Commissioners Court will recess into executive session to discuss items 18A through 18G pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, 551.072, and 551.087. Commissioners Court will reconvene to take official action.
All county offices will be closed on Monday, April 1st, in observance of the Cesar Chavez holiday. All county offices will reopen on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. The District Attorney invites you to the memorial service that honors and pays tribute to victims in El Paso community who lost their life to violent crime. The ceremony will take place at Yaca Park at 610 North Yarborough on Sunday, April 7th at 8 a.m.
The County of El Paso Public Works Department is offering sandbags at no cost or requirements to the public. The sandbags are outside of the facilities and are available 24 hours a day. The location of the county facilities are the following: the Road and Bridge Fabens Warehouse, located at 1331 North Fabens Street in Fabens, Texas, 79838. The Road and Bridge Canutillo Warehouse, located at 191 Canutillo Avenue in Canutillo, Texas, 79835. And the Road and Bridge Montana Warehouse, located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas, 79938.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus to public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346th District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barriz started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048. all county offices will be closed on Monday, April 1st, in observance to assess our child.
Commissioners Court has reconvened into regular open session. Item number 19, discuss the legal rights and responsibilities and take appropriate action concerning signing on to an amicus brief in support of the Affordable Care Act in the case of Texas et al. Versus United States et al. County Attorney's file number 012019AA.
Good afternoon, County Judge, Commissioners. Christina Sanchez, Assistant County Attorney. No action for this item, please.
Item number 19, no action. We also have one more item to go to. Item number 18B from executive session to discuss potential real estate property acquisition in Far East El Paso for revenue program and economic development purposes pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.072. I'd like to make a request to postpone this item for 2 weeks, please.
So,
Postpone.
second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. With that, I believe this concludes our meeting.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas 79938.